we would occasionally get phone calls then afterwards when somebody's moved in to say, the burglar alarm's not working, or there's a radiator not working, those sorts of things, and they become very frustrated. Those, yes, I can understand the big frustrations with that, but the downside to it is whenever you buy a property, it's buyer beware, and it's completely up to the buyer to make sure they're satisfied. Now, the only comeback that they have is if a seller is fully aware of an issue and hasn't disclosed it. Now, on the outside looking in, that sounds as if brilliant, there's a bit of protection, but what I find in the real world is it's then up to the buyer to prove that the seller actually knew that there was an issue or a dispute. So a common one or scenario could be maybe the boiler stops working before you, or sorry, the boiler stops working whenever you move in. That could be easily argued that it's just unfortunate, but yet if you can prove that the motor was completely seized and has been seized for months and months, and that the seller hadn't any heat on, well then yes, you have a comeback. So the dispute then comes to a point whereby it's up to the buyer to prove that the seller knew that there was an issue